So obviously a difficult matchup out there with a rival in both regionally and on the table. Could you take us through what the difficulties are and just the urgency with these last 9 games of the season is?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously we're not happy with the way that our season is going, but I think we need to kind of give ourselves a little bit of grace just because there's been a lot of change for us as players, and I think that that's hard. I don't think that that's an excuse for not getting results, but I think ultimately it has been a hard year for us, so I think we're trying to do the best we can and stick together, and there's kind of a lot of change, but yeah, disappointed in the result today. I think we had enough chances to get some goals, and I think that's something that we need to continue to work on to get more points on the table and ultimately get in the playoffs, which is what we want. So, yeah, Jackie.
Just for either of you, despite today's result, how do you find joy in these moments when it comes to facing a rival and just putting it all out there on the field at least?
Yeah, I think we all have each other. I think we're very supportive of each other. Obviously, nobody goes out there to lose. So I think the way that we've handled everything and been supportive to each other. I mean, I'm fairly new to the team, and I think something that I've noticed and that I've really liked is the way that everybody has each other's backs. So obviously it's a lot of change that we've been going through, but I think the support that we have is what will keep us going.
What would you say changed from the first half to the second half? It seemed like the team got a bit more momentum when some of the substitutions came on. What would you say changed a bit?
Yeah, I think obviously we had our game in Panama on Tuesday and the travel. There was just a lot of different things that came into it, but I think ultimately, we conceded 2 goals in the first half, which we didn't love, and no one likes to concede 2 goals, but I think it was more so we have nothing to lose, and we have to respond now. So I think just a little bit more aggressive. I think, obviously the fresh legs coming in helps a lot when you played a game, 4 days ago, plus travel. So it was hard, and that's not an excuse, but yeah, the fresh legs helped, and I think just if we can kind of take that second half performance and that aggression and the just putting balls in the box and being dangerous and getting on the end of them, I think obviously we need to get results now, so I think just focus on Sunday, our next game, every day.
Hola, para María en español, platícanos un poco cómo es trabajar con Landon. Te vimos jugando un poco diferente de lo que haces con Casey. ¿Qué te pide? ¿Cómo lo ves como entrenador a él?
Sí, creo que ha sido obviamente un momento muy corto lo que hemos estado con Landon, pero creo que lo que puede traer al equipo nos puede ayudar ofensivamente. Creo que es lo que necesitábamos un poco, ser más contundentes, crearnos más oportunidades. Sí, hoy me toca jugar más interior, pero creo que al igual me puede ayudar a mí a estar en la mejor posición para el equipo. Creo que al final del día es lo que aporte más al equipo. Entonces creo que es algo que vamos trabajando, que es muy nuevo para todas nosotras, pero creo que aquí es el plan en largo, que quizás no vamos a tener los resultados de un día para el otro, pero lo que estamos trabajando es a largo plazo y bueno, esperemos que eso funcione.
Y en cuanto al tema del equipo, las posibilidades para playoffs, ¿cómo lo ves de lo que sigue?
Sí, creo que sabemos lo complicado que es esta liga, lo competitivo, pero creo que para nosotras siempre es el objetivo. Como lo digo, en esta liga puede pasar todo, lo vimos el año pasado, los años pasados, hasta el último partido hay posibilidades de clasificar, así que para nosotras es el objetivo, no nos vamos a rendir, sabemos que tenemos que seguir trabajando y bueno, ese va a ser el objetivo para la temporada.
María, ¿qué sientes de ser dirigida por Landon? Anteriormente ya has comentado la admiración que tuviste por Alex Morgan, pero así de chiquita lo admirabas como jugador.
Sí, para qué te voy a mentir, siempre de chiquita soy fanática de la selección mexicana, así que creo que, no se lo he dicho, pero Landon muchas veces era el rival viendo a la selección de México. Tengo muchos recuerdos de él anotando goles ante México, así que no sé, creo que para mí sí es algo muy especial el poder compartir la cancha, ser dirigida con él. Obviamente estar rodeada de todas las jugadoras con las que estoy rodeada, creo que para mí es un sueño y es algo muy bueno.
Okay, we'll take one from the back.
Kind of piggybacking off of this is for both of you guys. We had, different managers, throughout the season. What does Landon bring specific to this team that you guys like for sports teams?
Yeah, I think, he is one of the greatest American men's soccer player that has played, and I think he knows the game, very well, and I think he's going to help us score goals. I think he's going to bring aggression, he's going to bring, enthusiasm, and he's been so good and so encouraging, and that's helpful when there's kind of another change. And I think, Landon's been great and very accommodating to all of us players, but I think kind of like me and Maria have said, like the players have each other's backs, and I think that that's really special too, that we're kind of able to grow super close despite the change in manager. But Landon's been great, and we're looking forward to working with him throughout the rest of the season.
Take about two more. Do you have one in the back? Yeah.
Well, this is obviously, there's talent here, and it feels like there's just a pass a foot too far, or all hits the crossbar. Can you kind of feel like if one of those breaks goes your way, then the game kind of breaks and the team can go on the kind of run we kind of expect you guys to go on this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that just kind of speaks to the parity of the league. I think you have to show up on the day and put the ball in the back of the net, or you're not going to get a result. And I think that's what kind of makes this league really exciting and hopefully fun for the neutral fan to watch. But yeah, I think we've been unlucky, and we've hit posts and just near misses. But yeah, I think hopefully if we get one to go and we can stay on top, hopefully we can start winning games and seeing points on the board.
Mariah?
Yeah, and the people are excited about your goal. Can you talk us through it?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a perfect ball from Maria. She serves perfect balls all the time, and I just saw a really good opening, and the ball just went straight to where I ran, so it was great. And yeah, all credit to Maria. It just kind of bonked off my head, so it was great.
Abraham, last one.
Maria, you mentioned you're kind of a new player, but you have another new forward that's joining the team. Can you talk about maybe some of the conversations you had with Dahlkemper entering this team and going to be a major part of this front three moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think today she showed that she's here to make us better. I think I remember her from our U20s World Cup, and I remember being like, wow, she's an amazing player. So just the fact that I'm able to share the field with her, I think could bring a lot of learning to my game. So yeah, I think we're very excited to have her. She's shown that she wants to be here, she wants to make a difference. So I think she can make the team better going forward for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Landon, could you just take us through this matchup today and just what some of the conversations are in order to try to ignite some victories after a performance like today in the NWSL?
Yeah, I think you guys heard me say this a lot with Loyal. Judge the performance, not the result. The problem is we need results now because we're at the point of the season we're in. So it hurts to not get anything out of the game, but there's so much that they're going to learn from feeling this. Things they did well, things they didn't do well, and we're going to grow a lot from a game like this. Now, ideally, you do it when you win, but we kind of gave away 2 sloppy goals, and that ended up hurting us. Angel City played really well. They were really hard to play against, and so I think Becky did a really good job. They did a good job and made it hard on us. But there was a lot of good moments. There was a lot to build on, but then a lot of moments that we felt and we suffered for.
Landon, it looked like the momentum switched when Delphine Cascarino came on. What can you tell us about her performance and just the quality of player that she's going to be now with Wave?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, you look a lot better as a coach when you have players like her on the field, right? And so she was limited, just fitness-wise, to 30 minutes today. Obviously, wish we could have had her on the field for 90, but she's special, and she changed the game significantly. So we're excited to get her fit. We're excited to get Nay back, get Jaden back, get Sav back, get Pearl here, and I think that will help us a lot. But I'm really proud of all these women. This was a really hard week for them, very hard week. 7 hours travel to Panama, playing in a hot, humid environment, 7 hours back, and then getting ready for this game midday. They did a great job. I'm really proud of them.
Yes, and more.
Landon, en español, qué bueno verte por acá. ¿En qué nivel de exigencia pones ahora la NWSL, ahora que ya la estás viviendo como liga, después de este partido, donde estás a punto de marcar goles, no llegan? ¿Cómo ves ahora la liga ya viviéndola?
Muy atlética. Creo que más técnica también que pensaba. Y como todos dicen, es una liga de transición. Y hoy sufrimos esa transición. Y Alyssa Thompson hizo 2 jugadas muy buenas y eso fue la diferencia. Pues hay buenas jugadores en la liga, pero físicamente muy bien los equipos y es una liga de transición.
Le hablabas el otro día de la experiencia que aportas al equipo, sobre todo con Alex. ¿Cómo trabajar en este momento difícil para ella en el que no llegan los goles y donde el equipo la necesita más?
A mí no me importan los goles. Si juega bien, si es buen compañera, si ayuda al equipo, los goles van a venir de ella o de otros, no me importa. Pero hasta ahora es un teammate increíble, un líder increíble y hasta ahora un gusto ser su técnico.
Tuve la oportunidad de iniciar la trayectoria con una victoria en Panamá. El día de hoy un partido difícil con 2 lados de la moneda. ¿Qué le faltó al equipo para poder sacar un mejor resultado?
Es un proceso. Y quiero ser respetable a lo que pasó en el pasado, pero hay mucho trabajo que hacer, y tenemos una semana para entrenar un partido, viajamos mucho, necesitamos tiempo en la cancha practicando, necesitamos tiempo mirando video, necesitamos ser mejor físicamente. Ahora somos poco lejos de todo eso, pero los próximos 2-3 semanas tenemos tiempo en la cancha y yo creo que vamos a ser mejor próxima semana y cada semana mejor, pero es un proceso y solo tenían un día a entrenar antes de este partido y hizo un muy buen trabajo. Fue difícil para ellas, pero están tratando mucho y estoy bien contento con ellas.
Gracias.
It's obviously perhaps a wee bit early to ask you this, so I feel good to say, but there's a lot of discussion about the differences between coaching male players and female players. Have you noticed anything, especially tactically or technically, that you've noticed so far that is a major difference?
Not significant, no. There's minor details, but the game's the game, and what I'm finding in this league in particular is that 1 or 2 playmakers make the difference on teams. It's a little bit, like MLS was early days, where if you had 1 or 2 playmakers, you can win games, and we saw that today between Claire and Alyssa. kind of all the difference today, right? They were both very, very good, and they made the difference. So we want to get away from being a team that relies on that, and so there's a process and a structure by which we will be much better in all parts of the game, but that takes a lot of time to build. And just by way of comparison, at Loyal the first year it took, I think we were 14 games in, and we looked at each other and we were like, okay, we're there. The second year, because we had continuity, I think after 9 games we said, okay, we're there. And then the third year, because of continuity from preseason, we were there. So it takes time. They are, I've said this many times, weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of where I thought they'd be, honestly. And so they need to continue to be brave. I think we were a little scared in the first half. Second half, they were more brave, and then they felt that they can do it. They felt that they can do it, and that's important.
Can I ask a follow-on from what you
Sure.
said? It was very interesting you said that playmakers perhaps make a bigger difference here than perhaps other players, solid defensive players and so on and so on. Does that mean that, when you are looking for extra more players and so on, there's not such a high emphasis on solid defense and defensive midfield as there is perhaps in a probably more physical building?
I can't speak for other teams. This team has the best goalkeeper in the world and the best center back in the world. So that's clearly been an emphasis here. So that's a great starting point for me. We have a lot of capable players to be playmakers here. We're missing a few right now, but there's still plenty on the field to make a difference. And it didn't happen tonight for long stretches. There were glimpses, but we'll get there.
Yes.
Landon, dos preguntas. La primera, ¿por qué no están jugando a mismo nivel este partido? Y la segunda, ahorita mencionabas que hay mucho trabajo por hacer. ¿Qué tanto crees que el tema va más por lo mental que por nivel de juego?
¿Lo mental de qué?
O sea, que los jugadores están, o sea, que no es la parte mental, que están desconcentradas o algo así. ¿Qué tanto crees que es más que nada que están haciendo otras cosas que sea por el nivel de juego?
I don't think I understood. No entendí.
O sea, de que los jugadores que están distraídos, están pensando en otras cosas que la cancha.
If there's outside distractions that are taking their attention away from
Oh, okay. La primera de Alex.
Sí, ¿por qué no
Sí, como he dicho, es una semana muy larga, muy difícil. Y si queremos tener éxito en los últimos 9 partidos y Champions Cup, necesitamos a Alex. Y no quisiera empezarla de inicio y tener un problema físicamente. Pues yo le dije ayer, estaba totalmente bien con eso. Cuando entró nos ayudó, pero necesitamos a Alex, es muy importante del equipo. Es difícil el momento para ellos. Piensa empezaron con un técnico, después de eso 6 semanas con otro técnico, ahora el nuevo técnico, y están tratando de aprender rápido. Les dio mucha información, y es difícil para ellos. Algunos probablemente están pensando en su futuro y qué va a pasar, y es difícil para ellos, pero están tratando todo. Están entrenando bien, tienen ganas de hacer lo que hacemos, y hasta ahora estoy bien contento con la actitud.
Gracias.
And you said timid in the first half, more brave in the second half. So do you spend this week getting ready for the next match more as X's and O technical, or kind of cheerleader saying, take that second half and start the match with that next time?
They're all tied together. So what happened today was when you get hurt a couple times behind, naturally the most powerful human emotion is fear. So I can tell them as much, show them as much as I want about how to be comfortable being uncomfortable in 1v1 moments for a few seconds in the back. But when you feel it and you get hurt a couple times, you revert back to old habits. So part of it is giving them the faith and belief that they can do it, and that's why the second half was great, because they felt, okay, if we do this, we can actually do it. But then there's so many parts of the game model that we still have to keep honing in on and helping them with. And so it's one thing to tell them one time, but over time, by training it, it becomes natural, it becomes new habits. A great example today is the second goal with Alyssa Thompson. You train those moments when you're at the top of the box, understanding and knowing that she always wants to cut in on her right foot. There's only so much info I can give them this week that they can retain. So we said that to them yesterday, we showed them a little bit, but when you're in the moment, it's still difficult because you're not trained, it's not a habit. So she cuts in, she shoots, and it ends up in the net, right? That's the difference in the game. So it takes time. This is a process and it takes time. You can't just dump everything on them and expect that they're gonna be able, they'll understand it intellectually, but to do it in a game when the stakes are high and when there's pressure, it's much harder. So that's why the training is so important.
We'll take two more, Frank, and then you.
Landon, on a personal level for you, it's your first time, debut here at Sanchez Stadium as the Braves manager. Just what is this experience like? They have a result that you wanted. The atmosphere, the crowd. What was it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I was really impressed with the crowd. Everyone was very welcoming. I'm, disappointed that I couldn't help lead them to a point or a win today, and that's frustrating for me. Same with the team. They deserved it. After the week they've put in, they really did deserve it. So I'm frustrated with that. The balance I've been trying to strike is, do you just be really pragmatic right now and try to get a result, or do you try to start building the process? And I'm trying to figure out that line. I've never done it in the middle of the season, and honestly, it's just difficult for me to try to understand. Today I probably got it wrong and should have just been a little more pragmatic early. So that's on me, that's my fault. But all I ask of them and expect of them is to take the information and try to implement it, and they did. And I have to give them credit for that. I'm still working out how do we make that, where's that pendulum between pragmatism and continuing to build so that in 4 weeks we're really good versus in 4 weeks we're kind of the same, but we got a few results. So hopefully we can do all of that.
Last one here.
As you know, the team was successful the last 2 years, winning the Shield, and also they know how to win. What do you feel is the biggest difference between, as you say, you certainly have been in touch and have watched the games. What do you feel is the biggest difference, or what is your biggest takeaway today? What's the difference between the last 2 years and this year?
That's a good question. Again, I want to be respectful of what's happened and gone on in the past, because this is the same team that Casey led to the Shield last year, right? So actually yesterday I was walking in the hallway with Alex and there was a picture of the team from last year. And I said, oh, how many of them are still here? And I think there were 11 gone from last year, according to her. She can't count them. So yes, they won the Shield, but there are quite a few gone and there was quite a bit of turnover. The challenge for me so far has been in the first 2 games. It's kind of been whoever's fit is going to start, and so that there hasn't been tremendous competition yet, right? And so when that comes in, everybody trains better, plays better. There's really good competition. Mackenzie had to play as a defensive midfielder today, and that's not. God bless her. She just said, okay, I'll do whatever I can for the team. That's not a normal position for her. She ran so much today. She put so much effort in, and I'm really grateful for that. As we get new players in, new players fit, Nay and Jaden back, and some people healthy, then we'll have competition, and competition makes you better and better. So I think right now we have the players capable of doing it. It's just getting them fit, because a lot of them are just not fit enough right now, and then getting them acclimated, and then some getting back from injury, and that'll eventually and there's more quality. Naomi's the best defender in the world, right? So that's going to make you significantly better tomorrow.
Cool. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.